In yesterday's video, we talked about some end of the year rallies. And today I wanted to follow up on that because it seems like we were way more on it than we thought we might be. At least I was kind of expecting this to pick up in the new year, but it looks like pound yen had a different idea. This pair, in my opinion, looks like it's ready to fly in the new year. And so what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about my favorite setups for pound yen, as well as some of the other yen pairs going into 2022. This is where my focus is right now with Forex. Of course, a lot of you guys who have been watching the channel know I've been very focused on the dollar, but I'm adding this to my watch list as a very serious contender for my top focus going into 2022. Pound yen, after we made that video yesterday, we talked about this zone. So for those of you guys who didn't see it yesterday and you're slacking, well, first of all, you should go watch the video yesterday because it's kind of a cool reference to today where we saw this big breakout past resistance. So in yesterday's video, what I talked about is this spot right here. So looking at pound yen, we're looking at the 4-hour chart, by the way. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we see that there was this kind of key spot that we hinged on yesterday. In fact, just to show you how interesting this is, look at how price came flying all the way up to that spot and it just barely touched it, found a little bit of resistance and chopped right around that area. Just goes to show like how key levels in charting can really like matter. Like you can just find a spot like this and again and again the market reacts to it and finds, you know, resistance, or in this case what we talked about yesterday, which actually ended up playing, was the breakout. We were saying, hey, you know what, with the recent news about the Bank of England coming out hawkish, they came out with a higher than expected rate hike, which was a big thing for bullishness for the pound in my opinion, and is something that I think could lean in going into 2022. Hey guys, before I get too far into this video, I do want to just say right now we're doing a 22% off sale for welcoming in the new year 2022. So if you'd like to join us going into the new year, start it off, trade with us. We're looking for more serious traders to join us. Yes, there is a fee. It's because there's a full staff of people who make all of this content possible. But inside of the Discord, you're going to get access to a whole list of great perks. So I want you to go check out the link down below in the description if you'd like to read through all the different perks that you get. You know, you get all sorts of trade alerts, you get access to our chat rooms, our educational material, and much more. There's a link down below in the description, and if you plug in the code that's down there, you're going to get 22% off any of our membership options, and it's for a limited time. So if you'd like to join the new year with us, then again, all the information is down below in the description. Now back to the video. So as we came back to resistance, again, the idea being this breakout could signal a new rally. And I didn't think it was going to happen the very next day or the same day that I made the video, but sure enough, sometimes Forex does some weird stuff. So anyways, the next part of this, right? So there's been this big breakout. I want to talk about this both short term and then longer term for going into the new year. But this is my thought. If price is able to pull back, I still, even if this happens to fall in the holiday season period of time, maybe it happens later on today, who knows? I still might be interested in picking up a trade in anticipation for the New Year's moves that could theoretically happen. Now, again, a lot of times when the new year occurs, when you get new people coming back into the markets and people kind of resuming their trading, it can cause some big trends and some big movements. We saw this last year, and during the 2020 elections, we saw big trends that started on the new year. So it could theoretically happen again. And a candidate, in my opinion, is some of these beaten down higher risk currencies like the pound, Aussie, CAD, etc. So this idea here, right? If we draw this trend line, you can see we've been in what was a very strong downward trend for the pound yen for the last few weeks. Now, with this breakout here recently, sure, yeah, that was a nice little start, but then on the higher high that we are seeing today, that really has me intrigued. So when I look at this, my thought is that not only could we break out and retest, and sure, that's a nice little short-term idea, but I think it has the potential and the great risk to reward for a move back higher on the daily chart. So check this out. We're looking at the daily chart together now on pound yen here. And so we've mentioned this level many times. If you've been watching the streams, we've talked about 150 and 149 as a zone of longer term demand. Check this out, you guys. The 25th of the 2021, so all the way since then, we've held this level strongly. And now, not only that, but it seems like we've rounded out and found ourselves a bottom here, which I think could be ready to do another move like this. And again, you might say, well, Nick, you know, the move's already gone, but remember, pound yen, you guys, is a monster. They don't call it the dragon for no reason. It really can move substantially. And if you look at this past time that this occurred, when we found strong support here, we rallied over 900 pips. That's a huge move. And I think that it is possible, again, not a guarantee, but I think it's worth the risk personally to look at the idea of possible, you know, retests and continuations, risking the idea of looking for a new high going into the new year. Now, again, is that a guarantee? No, there's no guarantees in Forex. But what I'm talking about here is that opportunity kind of aligning the stars, if you will. You've got a couple things that factor here. You've got the Santa Claus rally potential, which could cause a bullish spike for things like the pound and a bearish spike for the yen, Swiss franc, and things like that, right? So you put that together with the idea of possible new trends in the new year and the fact that the Bank of England recently came out hawkish. I don't know, I put all this stuff together and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is actually looking very interesting. Now, I do want to check something with you guys. Let's go check the COT data here for the pound. I'd be curious to see if there's anything yet on the pound. So if I just go over to the website, by the way, this is a1trading.com. This is our company's website. We put out tons of free content for traders, news coverage, etc. So please feel free to use this anytime you'd like. But anyways, I'm going to go to the COT data really quick. And I just want to look at the pound for a second. I want to see if anything has shifted yet on the non-commercials. And so you can kind of see it's not just yet. So I don't think that there's like a rush into this, but the latest data, December 13th, you can kind of see a decrease in the interest from COT data. Now, I would, however, like to see what the latest on the retail sentiment side is, though. So let's go look at this. So pound yen, check this out. This is starting to get interesting. So what often happens, even before sometimes the institutional traders start to go long on something, is a lot of times you see the retail traders start piling in on the opposite end. So if something like this, pound yen, look at this, 76% of retail traders are going short on this move. Very quickly now, as this thing starts to rally, what we see is that the average retail trader is peppering on like they're trying to make a homemade meal or something. They're trying to pepper on lots of short sells, right? Or sell trades on the pound yen. Now, the cautious thing about that is that, again, we are bouncing off of key support. The Bank of England came out with some hawkish news. You put everything together, you see retail traders are styling in here on the sell side. They are trying to short this market. I think that brings a great recipe for this idea. Basically, a nice little stop hunt against the retail traders, which could add even more confluence to this idea of a 2022 rally for the pound yen and for a lot of the yen pairs. Now, what are we actually going to look for, and what's going to actually get me into the trade? Well, of course, like I mentioned, I would like to see a retest of structure. If that does not happen, we'll look for future ideas. But that is my short-term idea: is can I get in on a pullback? If that happens, you know, I'll be looking to enter and put a stop loss on the trade. Of course, if you're not already in the private Discord channel, then make sure to join us there. You should have seen a little roll about that earlier on in the video. But again, the idea being every trade that I share, you can see the details there with it and the explanations. So I would encourage you, if you're not already in there before the new year, use our promo code. There's a link down below in the description to get you that Christmas bonus, the 22% off. So yeah, anyways, if I take a trade, you guys will see it there. I do like pound yen on the long side. That's the short answer. But then there's a couple others that I did want to go through with you guys. For example, CAD yen. CAD yen, very interesting pair as well. This one is still very, very technically bearish in my view. So you still have kind of this downward structure on the daily chart where you can just see every time prices tried to make a rally, we get followed by these huge red rallies to the downside. So I'm cautious on this, but if we do see a breakout here, this also could be an interesting pair to look out for in the new year, CAD yen. If you think the oil market is going to bounce back, if you think that markets are going to continue to rally, CAD yen could be a play. It's very beaten down. It is counter trend to go long right now in my view. But if we start to see a breakout, we see some higher highs, higher lows, that sort of thing, then absolutely could see myself looking for some CAD yen longs. One more I wanted to take a look at was AUDJPY, which kind of made a breakout here. We saw this. I pointed this out on stream today. Higher low, right, and a higher high on this market. So we could kind of draw a trend line here as well, and you can kind of see like, okay, yeah, we've sort of tried to change directions here. You put all that together, you look at what seems to be forming here, and it's a possible reversal on some of these yen pairs. So putting it all together, I do think that there are some great setups on yen pairs, looking for, basically looking to short the yen and buy other, some of these more growth-oriented economies like Australia, the pound, Canadian dollar, etc. So that's the big idea. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you got something out of it, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I hope to see you back in the next one. See you guys later. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching today's video. There are more videos available on our channel here and here, so go ahead and click into that for some more free trading content. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time.